I mean, there is a sense of can you top this? There is a sense that you think you've seen something now. Wait till I write volume two. Wait till Meghan does her $20 million book deal. So I'm sure there's a lot of drama around the corner.
Are you surprised that the titles haven't been stripped yet? And why do you think that why do you think that Harry's holding on to it? Because Anderson Cooper did ask, like, why won't you just relinquish the titles? And, he didn't really give an answer to that.
Can't relinquish them. I mean, they have to be taken away. I mean,
Okay.
it's the king. So, and I guess he'd have to go to his father and do that. I mean, that certainly, I don't believe that's my feeling is that they actually would love to hold on to them. And when he says he wants to repair his relationship with his father and brother, I suppose on some level he does. He thinks that's possible, but this might be in the same category as his magical thinking about his mother still being alive. I don't think any rational person can look at this and say they're headed toward some sort of reconciliation. All the bridges he's been burning. I mean, what's next? I mean, there is a sense of can you top this? There is a sense that you think you've seen something now. Wait till I write volume two. Wait till Meghan does her $20 million book deal. So I'm sure there's a lot of drama around the corner.
We haven't heard from the royal family. Do you find this silence deafening? I mean, is this why Harry keeps talking and telling these stories? Is he goading them for a response?
I think he's trying to get a rise out of somebody. I mean, it's an interesting way to approach this. But as we approach the coronation, I think what all Charles wants is calm. And again, it depends on what the reaction is to Camilla. The tabloids in Great Britain have apparently kind of rallied to her defense. I mean, she has befriended a lot of those kind of controversial figures in the tabloid press in the UK, just overtly. Clarkson is one of them, Jeremy Clarkson. Here's Morgan. As far as I can see, their strategy is working. It's just it is boosting book sales for Harry, but it's also, I think, making him very frustrated that he's not getting any kind of response.
What do you think the Queen's reaction would be? And do you think that he did move this book until after her death? Because it probably would have created a different type of uproar, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't wait a little bit longer because the Queen's reaction, well, I mean, nothing could rattle the Queen, apparently. I mean, keep calm and carry on. But I mean, she would have probably taken some action just as she did with Diana, and it's a similar situation, I think. She certainly is the person who began all of this by the minute she would not allow a part-time royal situation, she could have made all the accommodations for the Sussexes that they wanted. She chose not to do that. And because you're either all the way in or you're out. And she had apparently no qualms about taking away his military ranks, with ceremonial ranks, which was really a devastating blow to him. So I think maybe Charles will channel her in terms of this kind of strength and at some point do something decisive so he can put it behind him. If he can do that before May, I don't know, but he'll have to probably do it at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, but how can they ever trust one another again?
No, I don't think they can. I mean, whether or not they can be cordial on the surface and even stand next to each other on the balcony at Buckingham Palace. I'm just talking about putting up a united front in some way. They couldn't during the Queen's funeral real convincingly. I mean, it was clear that the Sussexes were being sidelined. There was no warmth between the family members or anything, and there was that whole dust up in the beginning where Harry could not wear his uniform, but Andrew could, And by the way, Andrew's kind of being brought back into the fold a tiny bit by Charles. Fascinates me because it was Charles who really cracked the whip originally. So we'll have to see how that works. I guess Charles is trying to bring more and more family members back into the fold because Harry and Meghan are gone, and he just needs as much support as he can get.
For more news content and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.